Okay, 7.5 bond interest. So, on the bonds, they are going to receive interest. The previous ones, the previous section, we didn't deal with percentages and things like that. So, we are, well, percentages as far as interest. But this section we will. To find the current yield, or what it's currently making, you divide the bond's annual interest income by the price. So it's like when you take a quiz and you get 6 out of 13, you take 6 divided by 13. Okay. All right. So bond income, investors receive interest payments as income. So it's just the interest is the par value, not what it's worth at the time, just the par value times the rate times time. So it's just going to be simple interest. So this right here is two separate questions. I need to get that separated for next time. So the first question is find the interest for 1 year on 5 $1,000 par value 9% bonds. So this is the first question. This is the second question. So we're going to do par value, which is this. So 1,000 times the rate. So it's 9%, so 0.09. And this is for 1 year. So when you do 1,000 times 9% times 1, it's $90. And then because there's 5 of them, we multiply it by 5. So then they're getting $450 interest on those 5 bonds. And then the second part is to find the semi-annual interest paid on 1 bond. So this was the answer to 1. Okay, so then 2 is just going to be the $1,000 times the 9%, and then it's going to be times 1/2, or 6 months out of 12 months. So then it's going to be $45. So those are the two answers for that one. And then Beatrice bought 20 $500 8.5% bonds. What is her annual income from the bonds? So we'll go ahead and do the principal times the rate times the time, and we're always going to assume 1 unless it tells us otherwise, and it did say annual. So if we do 500 times 0.085 times 1 is $42.50 for 1, and then we need to do it for 20 bonds. So then $850 interest that year. Okay, so let's look back here. Bond yield. So the current yield is the annual income, or what is the interest that they're going to get divided by the bond price. So the current yield on a $1,000 7% bond, so it's asking priced at this. So we're going to have to do several steps. So we're going to actually have to find, okay. So we'll times it by, so the 1,000. So again, this one, oh wait, it only has one question. So 1,000 times 0.07 times 1 year. So that's going to be $70. Okay. Then we're going to actually find the price. So we're going to do the 0.96462. Remember this, move back 2 times 1,000. So we're going to get $964. Oops, sorry. $964.62. Okay. So then we're going to take the income. So here's the income divided by the bond price. So we're going to take 70 divided by 964.62, and it says round your answer to the nearest 1/10 of a percent. So when we do 70 divided by 964.62, if you look here, so to make it a percent, we need to move it over 2. So it's 7.25%, and the 5 tells the 2 to go up. So it's going to be 0.0725. You move it over 2. So that equals, this is the 10th place of a percent. So it's going to be 7.3%. Okay. So semi-annual interest on $1,000 Lancaster housing bonds is $47.50. If you buy bonds at that price, what is the current yield? Okay, so the main thing you need to notice on here is when it says semi-annual, the question wants, or the formula needs annual. So even if they aren't getting double this, you need to double that to get the annual. So times 2 is $95. So that's going to be your annual income. Then the bond price, we need to come over and do the 0.94598 times 1,000 equals $945.98. So then we'll take our 95 divided by $945.98 equals 95 divided by 945.98.1004. So then you move that over 2. So it is 10% yield. Okay. So total cost of bonds. This is a little bit, anyway. So when a bond is sold, whoever has the bond, okay, so bonds get interest on certain dates. So if they had quarterly interest, they would probably get it like April 1st and July 1st and September 1st, things like that. So like every quarter. But the person who actually owns the bond gets the interest on that day. So if you sell a bond before its interest date, you're not going to get the interest. So it's important when you sell a bond that if there's already interest that has happened, that you also get that from the person who buys the bond from you. Hopefully that makes sense. So Ed buys 5 $1,000 8% bonds through a dealer at 102.797, sorry, plus accrued interest of $20 a bond. Simply meaning in the time that he had it, since the last time he got interest, $20 has happened in interest. Okay. The dealer charged 3% or $3 commission per bond. What is the total cost of the bonds to Ed? Okay. So he's buying them from someone, but he has to pay them back the interest that they haven't received, but he will. Okay. So first we're going to find the cost of the bonds. So we'll move that back to, so we're looking at 1.02797 times 1,000. So we'll move that over 3 places. So $1,027.97 per bond. Okay. Then we have to add the $20 interest and the $3 commission to it. So then he will need to pay $1,050.97 per bond. Okay, so then we're going to multiply that by 5. So those 5 bonds are going to cost him $5,254.85. So in this question in particular, this 8% bond, that is irrelevant to answering what's the total cost of the bonds to Ed. So if they had asked like the interest he would be receiving maybe in the next quarter or whatever, then we could use that, but at this point we can't. So the assignment, page 298, 5 to 27 all.